Brought to you by Penguin.
The Burning Kingdoms by Sally Green. Read by Charlie Anson, Kristin Atherton, Jodhi May, Roy Mcmillan, Finlay Robertson, and Daniel Weyman.
Harold. Hawkes Field, Northern Pretoria. A girl sits, still and silent, waiting for the prince's bidding. She's pretty, poised, and pliant. Traditional brigantine song. It was a gloriously warm and sunny afternoon, and young Prince Harold wandered along the edge of the woodland, humming to himself, trying to devise more verses to an old song. The princess waits, cunning and silent, ready to do her killing. She's pretty, murderous, and defiant. Prince Boris rides up, strong and fast. He's speared through the heart, dead at last. Harold steps forward, his future to meet, royal and brave, the world at his feet. Harold stopped and put his right fist to his heart, just as he would do at court when they acknowledged his new position as heir to the throne of Brigant. The world at his feet. The old song was about a pure girl yearning for a boy to give her life purpose. Boris had often sung it when he was drunk. "Well, brother, our sister has certainly given my life more purpose." The bright red of a tiny wild strawberry growing low to the ground caught Harold's eye, and he plucked the delicate fruit. It was deliciously sweet, and he scanned for more, picking the ripest and trampling the rest. He moved into the full sunshine out of the woods and sucked the juice from his stained fingers. Before him, grey smoke still clung to the battlefield, not quite concealing the detritus of war. Bodies, wounded horses, and weapons. Spears stood at odd angles, piercing the burnt earth. Harold let his head fall back as he closed his eyes, feeling the sun on his face, and feeling truly blessed. "What a day!" The words he shouted seemed to hang and vibrate in the still air. "What a glorious day!" he called out again. He was in awe of it all, of his position and of how it had come about, and of just how good he felt. But no one replied. It was silent, apart from some distant squeals, perhaps a wounded man or horse, though it didn't sound like a noise either should make. In the middle of the battlefield were two burnt-out carts, one that had carried Harold's sister, Princess Catherine, and the other Prince Tsane. The mules that had pulled the carts were there too, lying in contorted positions, still harnessed to the wreckage, one with its head back and its mane still flickering with small flames, another with a leg pointing skyward. Harold had inspected the carts with his father and Boris when they'd been made. They'd looked impressive enough then, but now, like everything else, they looked small and insignificant. Across the field, some Praetorian soldiers appeared through the smoke, walking slowly, heads down, probably looking for wounded. One of them glanced over to Harold. Harold gazed back. Would this man challenge him? No. Already the Praetorian's attention had returned to the ground, as he and the other soldiers continued their slow progress. Perhaps they thought Harold was one of them, or perhaps they'd had enough fighting. But there was still that niggle in Harold's mind that perhaps they saw him only as a 14-year-old boy, not a soldier, not a threat. They'd learn. They'd all soon learn. Harold was surprised how good the Praetorians were in a fight. They'd won this battle easily and with few losses. Harold had listened while his father and brother had planned the brigantine attack. He'd tried to ask a question, and Boris had told him, as usual, to stop interrupting. So Harold had sat quietly and worked out how he'd counter his father's simple tactics of full-on force.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?